Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping right in today.
That's right, getting you the key info fast.
Exactly. So today we're zeroing in on a really significant report. It's about a decision former President Trump is apparently considering.
A high-stakes one concerning Iran.
Precisely. And our source here, just so you know, is the New York Post. They ran excerpts yesterday, June 19th, 2025.
Right. The piece titled, Trump Considers Military Action Against Iran.
That's the one. And our mission, as always, is simple. Pull out the absolute core nugget of information for you. No noise, just the key fact.
Get you informed quickly.
So let's get straight to it. The absolute heart of this report, the detail you need to grab onto is this quote.
Okay.
The Post reports, Trump is to make a final decision within the next 2 weeks on the U.S. taking military action against Iran.
Right. And let's break that down because the wording is really important here.
Right.
You've got final decision, not just considering in a vague sense, but implying a conclusion is near.
Right. It feels more definitive.
Then, military action. That's obviously significant, even if the specifics aren't detailed.
Uh-huh.
And crucially, that 2-week timeline, that's remarkably specific for this kind of potential development.
Yeah, you don't often get such a concrete time frame reported.
Exactly. And it's important for you listening to understand we're just focusing on what the source reports here.
No speculation from us.
No, none at all. No political takes. Just relaying the reported fact. A decision is reportedly being considered within this specific window.
And getting that precise detail quickly, well, that's how you stay properly informed, isn't it? Especially on global stuff.
It cuts through the usual ambiguity. You know exactly what piece of information is actually out there.
So that 2-week window on a final decision about military action, I mean, that feels like things are accelerating somehow.
Well, yeah, that's the implication, isn't it? In international relations, deadlines like that, reported ones anyway, often signal a shift.
From just, like, background planning to something more immediate.
Potentially. It suggests this isn't just a hypothetical anymore. The report frames it as an active point of decision-making. It's reached an inflection point.
Now, you mentioned military action is broad. Does the Post give any hint about what kind of action or maybe why now? Why this 2-week deadline?
The article excerpt, as reported, doesn't seem to detail the specific type of military action. That's still open.
Okay.
But the phrase final decision coming from, that level, it often suggests things have moved past just initial talks.
Right, like options have been weighed already?
Plausibly, yes.
Yeah.
Various options might have been explored, and now it's about choosing a path or deciding whether to take a path at all.
And the urgency, the 2 weeks.
Well, that urgency, implied by the short time frame, could suggest external factors or maybe specific intelligence driving this. Something is pushing it forward.
Turning a long, simmering issue into something needing an immediate yes or no.
That's one way to look at it, based on the report's time frame.
Yeah.
So for you, the listener, it means recognizing this situation seems to be shifting, potentially quite quickly.
Moving from maybe closed-door discussions towards something more concrete, a potential announcement or, well, action.
Right. It sharpens the focus.
So again, for you listening, it means you've got the reported facts, the source, the nature of the decision, and that specific timeline.
Uh-huh. And having that precise info directly from the reporting, it just helps you filter everything else you might hear.
Lets you see what's actually being claimed versus what's just noise or opinion.
Exactly. Know the core report first.
Okay, so let's just quickly wrap up the key takeaway from this deep dive then.
Let's do it.
According to this New York Post report from yesterday, former President Trump is reportedly set to make a final decision on military action against Iran within the next 2 weeks.
That's the essence of it. A specific time-bound claim reported by the Post. Worth paying attention to.
Definitely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with.
Yeah, well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really raises an interesting point, doesn't it?
Which is?
Just how quickly these really high-stakes international situations can apparently evolve, and it highlights the value of tracking these specific reported timelines.
Especially when they signal a move from general talk to a potential decision window.
Precisely. It's about watching for those moments when things seem to crystallize.
Something to keep an eye on. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Yes. Thanks for listening.